Hey everybody, welcome back to Module 7 videos. I am going to walk you through how to create this polls assignment. So for this mini assignment, we're really focusing on two different ways you can use polls and a few other choices. One way that you could use polls is to assess student learning. So some formative assessment. It could be summative, but usually formative. It could be at the beginning of the lesson. It could be encouraging student participation in formative assessment in the middle of a lesson. You could be sending something out to parents to ask for help or to get their opinion on something, to share some information and get some feedback. You can also use polls to work with collaborating team members, maybe to schedule meetings, to ask their information and their knowledge about a special topic. So there's lots and lots of different ways we can use that. And when we're looking in our live binder and thinking about that, I can use a poll in teaching, but it's not actually a teaching tool usually. Typically, it would go under student engagement or under assessment. You can see that in this live binder, I've already got a poll here that you could see that was created to look at student knowledge, and that one was created in PlayBuzz. So there's lots and lots of choices of things you can do to assess student learning. So given that there are lots of different ways that you can use polls, you can load them into your live binder in a variety of ways. You can also have a poll under communication if you're using that to share with parents. It's an example of technology. You could definitely put a poll in your sample teacher website. That would be a great demonstration. So those are all different ways that you can use polls. So SurveyMonkey is a great tool if you're going to send out a survey to parents or to collaborators to check on how people are doing. You can also use Poll Everywhere, and it is a super easy way to create a poll. You'll see that I'm in my account. I clicked on the plus sign and it took me to this screen. So I can choose between multiple choice, rank, order, circle an item, open-ended, all kinds of choices. So if I was making this as a formative assessment, then I might say, we're reading the book Henry and Mudge and the Starry Night. Share one thing you know is true about Henry, and, cannot spell Henry today, Henry and Mudge and the Starry Night. Goodness, lots of typing troubles here. Starry Night. Henry is a dog. Henry is not a dog, by the way. Mudge is a boy. Mudge is not a boy. Henry is a boy and Mudge is a dog. That is the correct answer. Whoops. And so I am going to create that assessment. You are going to create more questions than that. But now people can say which one of these they think is true. So in order to share this survey with me, the teacher, I'm going to click Pass Test to present, and I'm going to click on share, and notice here is a shareable link. So you're going to copy that shareable link and put that in your live binder. All right, if I don't want to create a poll, I want to do something else, then I am going to go to my Google Classroom. And in my Google Classroom, if I had a quick question to ask someone, I could, you'll see I'm in my Google Classroom here. I click on this plus down here at the bottom and I get lots of choices. So I could either create a quick announcement, an assignment, if I wanted to send out something I'd already made. If I just have a quick question that I want to check with students at the beginning of class, in the middle of class, I want to ask them what they learned today, I would click create a question. And for our student class, I'm going to say, please let me know how you, not who, but how you are doing in class. Is there anything I can do to better support your learning? Are there specific resources that might help. I can give this a due date. I want it to go out at a specific date. I can also give it a topic if I want to be able to search it later. I do want this to be short answer. I do want students to be able to reply to each other. I do want students to be able to edit their answers. And so I am going to say ask, and then this should be sent out to everybody. And there's a spot where students can comment. So that's for one question. But what if I have a series of questions that I want to ask? Then I can go to my Google Drive and click on New, and I can click on More. And Google Forms is a great survey option. And we did some of these in class. So I can make this multiple choice. I can make this open response. EDF 204 student formative assessment. The water cycle. All right, so this one could be tell me one thing you know about the water cycle. So this is just looking for general knowledge. I'm going to change it from multiple choice to short answer. If I want to add another question, and let me go back and look, because the assignment said I needed a bunch of questions. How many do I actually need? It says I need to ask at least 5 prompts or questions. All right, so I've got one short answer. I'm requiring you to answer it. Click on the plus to get a new question. Which of these terms are part of the water cycle? So now I'm going to do multiple choice. So option 1 would be precipitation, banquet, evaporation, condensation. Now, I don't only have one right answer, I've got multiple right answers. So I am actually going to do check boxes. So that way students can check any that are right. I'm going to give them that direction. Check all that are correct. Okay, and that's a required question. Plus, I'm going to do a different kind of question here. I'm looking down my choices. And for this one, maybe I want to do a file upload. And I'm going to open up Google Images. And I'm going to look for a picture of the water cycle. A diagram would be good, right? There's lots and lots of diagrams of the water cycle. These are all labeled, so I'm going to look and see if by chance they've given me one that is not labeled. Oh, they did do one that is not labeled. So let's see if I can get this picture. Let's see if I can get this image. I can get this image. Copy this image. I'm going to go back to my form and I'm going to do a file upload. Alrighty, I got that. Thank you. Let me load a file, right? File upload will let someone upload a file to my to my source. So find one image of the water cycle that is not labeled and upload it here. So I know that can be done. They can only load one file. I'm going to make that required. Plus, so now I've got 3 questions that are in there. I think I'm going to do another short answer. Tell me one thing you still are confused about or want to know more. Okay, so everybody has the idea. Required. I've got all the questions that I'm supposed to have. In order to get my link, I'm going to click on send, and then I'm going to come over here to this image. I like to shorten the URL just because it makes it a little easier to manage. I'm going to copy this URL. I've already copied it. Just one more time for good measure. I'm going to click on close. Then I'm going to go back to my Google Classroom. And I can create an assignment. I am going to create it for all students, and it is called the water cycle assessment. And I'm going to get it from my Google Drive, and it's recent, right? What I just did. And I'm going to add this, and I know that I'm adding it, but I forgot to name it. That wasn't very good of me. I'm going to go back up here and name this file, so I've got a name on it. Here it is, naming it. There we go. Now it has a name. I'm going to go back to my Google Classroom, and I don't want it to be an unnamed item, so I'm going to do that again and get the one with the name. EDF 204 water cycle, yes, add that. And then I can give instructions. Please complete this quiz by tomorrow morning. You'll give the actual date. It will count for 5 points, whatever you want to tell students. And for this one, I would give a due date, right? Say I want that due on October the 24th. And then I can choose to assign it. I can choose to schedule it to be assigned later, or I can save it as a draft. And now I have that saved, and I can send that out to my students when I'm ready to. All right, so we've got several different ways to create a poll and several different ways we can use it. Best practice after you create your poll would be to go ahead and upload it to your live binder so that you can talk about the ways that you would use that as a teacher in Kentucky or across the United States. I hope you had a great time in this lesson. Let me know if you have any questions.